What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy, Sealz, the man, coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, as you can tell by the thumbnail, this will be about Keke Palmer's situation with her boyfriend, how it was splattered all over the internet, social media, and I'm going to give my 2 cents on this, my perspective on this. If you've been following me, you know I'm never about the drama. I'm never about all the newsworthy gossip and all that, because I don't like to judge, and I always like to hear both sides of the story. But in this situation, as you know, this channel is all about understanding the mind of men. And in this situation, this is directly aligned with how a lot of men think and how it affects their relationships. So I gotta talk about this. It's only right. So before I start, make sure you follow me, subscribe, do all those cool YouTube things, all right? So let's get straight into it. As I said, I'm gonna give my 2 cents on this, my transparent and honest opinion on this whole matter. And hopefully it can help men out there, women out there, and their relationships as a whole. One thing I'm going to address right now, I see there's a whole men versus women battle going on mostly out there on the internet and in the Twitter streets. I'm not taking no sides. I'm only taking my side because I see faults in both arguments and I see some good points in both arguments. Therefore, being on one side ain't gonna help nobody. So don't expect that here. Now, for those who don't know, those who are not privy to the situation with Keke Palmer and her boyfriend, the multi-talented Keke Palmer, actress, she does so many other things. So she was at a concert and Usher was there and he serenaded her. Keke Palmer had like on this black seductive wear attire, and I'm gonna explain why that became a problem later on in the video. But anyway, Usher was serenading her and they went from having space between each other to not having space and now having an arm around each other, and they getting into a serious vibe and they grooving, and then she does a little separation dance and then she does a little spin, and then that's where it was revealed that her butt was shown through her dress. Usher's giving this hilarious look like, wow. So Keke Palmer's boyfriend went onto Twitter and tweeted, but she's a mom though. So now we're all like, whoa, what's going on here? Clearly he's in his emotions now. Clearly he does not like the situation that is going on this stage with his girlfriend and Usher. So this is my opinion on the whole situation. If you want to learn about more details about it, you can Google it. I ain't gonna get into all of that. I just want to give my perspective on this. And this is it. Because this channel is understanding the mind of men, you have to know that a lot of men would react like this. This is how they think is the proper way to handle this situation. And I believe it is utterly incorrect. Now I'm going to talk about him first and then I'm going to talk about her. But more about him because he is the man in the situation, in the relationship. As a man, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot put your business out on these social media streets. Especially in today's generation where life revolves around the digital world. Everything in everybody's lives, relationships, issues, problems, achievements, milestones are all exposed on my phone, on your TV, on your computer screen. There is nothing private anymore. So as men, we have to understand to keep privacy on a pedestal because there is rarely any nowadays. But anyway, if I have a problem with my girlfriend's actions or anything she's done and I'm embarrassed or disappointed, I'm going to talk to her one-on-one. I don't need y'all. I don't need my mama. I don't need her friends to know this. This is a conversation between me and my girlfriend. Because one, what this tweet did was shame her. What this tweet also did was embarrass her. And not embarrass her because of what she did, but it brought embarrassment to both of y'all, your relationship as a whole, because you brought more attention. You brought the world into this situation. Because I honestly believe this wouldn't have got that much attention if he did not tweet that. Because what's the point in tweeting something like this if you are trying to bring a solution to this? If you're trying to solve how you're feeling right now, how upset you are right now. The last thing I'm gonna do is run to my phone and tweet how I'm gonna feel to y'all. I don't care what y'all think. I need to find a solution with my girlfriend, just me and her. But the fact he brought it to the digital world, these social media streets, now everyone is chiming in, and that is super embarrassing on both parts. Now on Keke part, and because I believe in communication, as I just talked about, I also believe in accountability. And I do not know the details of these two's relationship, so I cannot speak on that. But if he communicated that he did not want her to wear that he does not like things like that, then Keke Palmer should know that and she should have respected that as his girlfriend. I also saw people saying, well, they're not married. What does that have to do with respect? Trust and believe, if my girl told me, yo, you cannot wear those gray sweatpants nowhere, no way, no how, guess what? I'm not wearing my sweatpants because I respect her and I respect how she feels because we are in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship with the world. So everything she believes and thinks is what matters the most. So I don't know if this was communicated between the two, but this is why communication is so very important. So if he communicated this with Keke and she wore it anyway, I understand why he felt violated. I understand why he felt disrespected. But even then, you cannot put your business out on these social media streets because the world doesn't care. The world is looking for a reason to latch onto your relationships and destroy your love, to destroy whatever y'all got, because that's just how the world is, the nature of human beings. People would rather see other people destroyed than doing good. It sucks, but it's the reality. Another argument that I saw online which like irked my nerves was people saying because she embarrassed him in the public, it is okay for him to embarrass her with his tweet in public. That is pure stupidity. And as black men in America, we have fallen victim to this mindset, to this thinking for generations. That's why so many of our brothers are killing each other, because we feel like we have to go tit for tat. You do this to me, so I'm gonna do it to you. You do this to me, so I'm gonna do you even worse. You embarrass me in public, so I'm gonna embarrass you in public. It's pure stupidity. And there is never a positive result for that thinking and the actions that leads from that thinking. What's that saying? An eye for an eye makes the world blind. This is a pure example of that. Because guess what? If I was in his shoes and I felt embarrassed or disappointed or whatever, in the fact that we have a kid, that she did all this in public, I'm still going to solve this in private. Because guess what? I don't care what the world thinks. People are going to say what they want to say. They're going to have their judgments and their opinions on this situation. Anyway, people only put things in social media on these digital world streets because they care about what y'all think. They care about what we think. They care about what the world thinks. That's what social media is all about. I saw somebody say the other day that when you tweet or put Facebook posts out there, you're literally talking to yourself, hoping that someone responds. That's all social media is, man. You're putting things out there in order to get a response, whatever that response may be, on whatever level it may be. But when you do not care what anyone else thinks, when you do not prioritize other people's opinions over the success of your relationship, you do not care about putting your business out in the public, bro. That's where he first messed up. And that was the biggest mess up. Do not go tit for tat. And especially, I'm talking to men, do not go tit for tat with your woman. Find the solution. You're supposed to be the head of your relationship or the head of your family. Whether you're in a relationship or married or whatever, what type of union you are, you're supposed to be the head. So what solution is going to come up if you're going tit for tat? Simple communication can break down and solve so many problems, but you got to have the intellectual maturity to do so. You got to put that ego aside and you got to stop caring what people think. The last thing I'm going to talk about with this is you have to know your partner. You have to know your relationship and you have to stay true to his DNA. Once you go outside of his DNA, you're going against the things you two believe. Every relationship has its own unique DNA. You two have been together or are going together for a reason that may not fit in another relationship. Every relationship has a fingerprint. Once you go outside of your relationship's nature, you are going against your own relationship. So if you know your partner doesn't like you wearing certain things, why go against that? Also, you got to know if your partner is sensitive and ultra sensitive and has a tendency to be immature. In this case, I'm not judging neither one of them. I don't know their situation. Once again, I don't know the details. But what still stands is that you need to know your relationship's DNA and stay aligned to that. Because once you get outside of that, once you go off-road, that is when you get situations like this. Miscommunication, ignorant acts, moments of immaturity. At the end of the day, communicate. But do it properly. Stop caring what the world thinks, because you will end up prioritizing that over your own relationship, especially if you have a kid like this situation. And be true to your relationship. This is your guy, Sealz the Man, bringing my transparent 2 cents, and hopefully this helps. See y'all in my next video. Thank you for coming by. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.